Hello everybody, welcome to HopTopics. My name is Matthew.
And I'm Cameron.
And this is where we talk about movies.
And beer!
And beer! Today's movie we're talking about is Good Boys.
Oh yeah, The Good Boys. And the beer we're talking about is Into the Wishing Well. Double IPA from Institution Ale Company. But before we get to that, let's talk about the movie.
Yeah.
What are you expecting coming into this movie?
Being a Seth Rogen movie, I had certain expectations from it. Mostly like a lot of humor. It being a well-paced, really funny movie, and I was definitely not disappointed.
Yeah.
What about you, man?
Going into it, Seth Rogen movie, super raunchy humor.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely going to be some drugs involved. Looking at it, to me, it looked like Superbad with preteens instead of high schoolers. That's what I was expecting going into it, and I wasn't much disappointed in those expectations.
Exactly.
But overall, what were your thoughts on the movie? Did it live up to the hype?
It actually lived up past the hype. I mean, I really did enjoy this movie. It was really funny. It was really well done. Everything was really well timed. The comedic jokes were just on point every single time, and it was perfect. It was great every time, and yeah. It just you were pretty much laughing throughout the entire movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more or less. I mean, there were some parts that I noticed he laughed harder, and there were some parts where I laughed way harder. And yeah, the movie had some great comedic moments.
Yeah.
It had some fantastic scenes that were just moment after moment, just funnier and funnier as it went along. And I can't wait to talk about my favorite scene, which I think is your favorite scene as well.
Yeah.
But, yeah, basically, the synopsis of the movie is that there's these three kids, they're going into 6th grade, and, they're kind of the oddballs out,
mm-hmm.
and one of them gets invited to a party from the popular kid in school.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a kissing party. And he convinces the popular kid that he can bring his friends with him because, they're best friends since they were really young. They want to be best friends. They want to do everything together. Mm-hmm. And then shenanigans unfold. So many things happen. Think a la, Superbad or Harold and Kumar or, any of those slapstick comedies from the last, 15, 20 years.
Oh, definitely.
Where everything that can go wrong continues to go wrong. And that is exactly this movie.
Yep.
And not bagging it for that formula,
no, not at all.
It totally works for that kind of formula and that kind of movie.
Yep.
But, that's what it does.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. What do you think, man? Is this see it in theaters, or are we waiting, or,
You know what? I'd actually wait to see this movie. I mean, unless you're really into comedies, you really like all the other Seth Rogen movies, like Superbad and
Superbad, This Is the End.
Yeah, all those other
Pineapple
movies.
Express.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you really like those movies, you're really just not gonna find as much humor in it as we did. That being said, if you do like those movies, I highly recommend going to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the general audience, I would say just wait.
Yeah. My thoughts on it are that it's a fine movie to see in theaters. If it's just a fun thing to do for you, you like going to the theaters as this is a night out, or going on a date or something, because if you don't happen to pay attention to a few parts of the movie, it just keeps rolling on with comedy. So, it's something that you can kind of blip in and out of. But yeah, for the most part, wait for it for streaming services, wait for it for movie channels or DVD or whatever.
Yeah.
If you really like the Seth Rogen style comedy, think Superbad. Superbad is probably the best
example,
equator
to this
what
movie.
this movie is.
Oh, definitely.
Because it's definitely no Sausage Party. It's definitely no Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's still Seth Rogen style humor. So, you know, go off of that. See what you like. See what you're thinking. But, you know, I'm tired of talking about that stuff without talking about spoilers. So we're going to talk about beer now.
Yeah.
Beer. It's good.
Into the Wishing Well from Institution Beer, which is a local brewery. And
Camarillo, California. This beer is, 8.7%? Yep, I'm correct. 75 IBU. It's a double IPA, but damn, it does not drink like a double IPA. Mm-mm. This is smooth. This is easy drinking.
Citrusy. Yeah, it's definitely easy to drink. It's a very, very smooth, easy to drink beer.
Yeah.
It's
got that maltiness, but like with that maltiness is like a juiciness.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes down so easily.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if this glass is gonna last the end of the video because I'm guzzling this.
Yeah, it is really good.
It is really good.
It's very tasty.
Institution, they are our local brewery, Camarillo, California. Started off small with a really small tap room that kept getting filled up. They went to a bigger location. That location still keeps getting filled up. Mm-hmm. And they do some great artwork.
Yeah.
For, you know, like, I don't know how to make it look good. This is one of the lesser pronounced artworks that they've done for a can. Mm-hmm. But, man, they do some
pretty
really awesome
really
things.
good artwork. I don't know.
It's a local artist. I think they work in the brewery too.
I think
or
so.
At least
yeah,
they did.
Yeah. Their artwork is just spot on every time.
Every time,
great.
And it represents the beer really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really happy with this beer. I would I'd give this a solid 5 out of 5. Completely destroyed living rooms.
I give this 5 out of 5 Nympho next door neighbors. Definitely.
So with that, we'll do our normal cheers into our spoiler review.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, well then turn away now. Watch the video later.
Spoiler alert!
It will always be here. I promise. We're not deleting it. If YouTube deletes it, we'll fight it. We'll fight! In the meantime, cheers.
Cheers!
Alright. So, spoiler review. Man, this movie is freaking hilarious.
Oh, it is so funny. Like, seriously, like, they time the jokes every single time perfectly. And it's just one thing after another.
They do such a good job of, like, making the kids simultaneously ignorant, but at the same time, like, knowledgeable about the stuff they're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, the whole scene where, where they're bringing the Molly to the girls in the playground, and the one kid, the black kid, I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name.
I don't want to give him a generic name because that would just sound bad. But anyways, the black kid was like, "You made us bring drugs at the playground?" And, like, everything escalates from there.
Yeah.
Like, it's a step from that, and then also, like, misunderstanding what tampons are for. You know? And it's like, as a 6th grader, if you're not taught about that, you have literally no idea what a tampon is. Or
no
what
idea. There's no frame of reference. You're like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, no. An 8th grader told me that it's, you know,
shove it
up your butt
to prevent babies from
coming out. Like, no. And the fact that the one kid, Thor, was so excited about finding it, he's like, "Oh yeah!" And then the other kid's just all like,
"What is it?
It's prevent babies from coming out your butt."
What is it? I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a lot of like stuff where they're just like, I have no idea what this is, but sure.
They like initially pretend that they know what it is, and then they're like, I have no idea what the hell this is.
Like when they find like Thor's parents, like all their like parents' sex toys.
All the sex toys and like the anal beads, and all the dildos,
the gimp mask.
Oh my god, the gimp mask, the whips, the freaking
the sex doll, which
they thought it was a CPR doll, and it's literally just a full-on sex doll, which comes into play later on. They're like practicing kissing on the sex doll, and then the main kid that we're kind of following, like we're following the trio, but there's obviously like that one main kid.
Yeah.
He goes to kiss it, and after going through the whole consent thing, which his buddy is narrating, he kisses it. And he's like, "Why is there hair on her mouth?"
On her mouth.
And it's like, I mean, you obviously know as soon as they say it's a very pretty. It's a pretty CPR doll.
Yeah.
That's a sex doll.
But the parallels to Superbad is just like, it's just the kids just like keep running into things that are really, really outlandish. Our favorite part, which is the frat house part.
The frat house.
Yes.
But going back, before we get to the frat house part, because that is my favorite scene, I have a lot to say about that. I just want to draw like the actual parallels from this movie to Superbad, which is like an early Judd Apatow / Seth Rogen film.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, instead of high schoolers that are about to graduate that like kind of know what they're talking about, it's preteens just getting into middle school that have no idea what they're talking about. But like the same kind of thing happens is like they're invited to a party, and then they try and do stuff to be cool with the party, and they try and do this and that and the other thing, and every single thing that they do, every step forward, it just escalates into crazier and crazier things.
Yep. And
like at one point they try and spy on the neighbor who takes the drone, and because the drone belongs to the kid's dad,
the main kid's dad.
I can only remember Thor's name.
Max.
Max.
Max is the main kid.
Max is the main kid. And now I feel like a dickhead for not remembering the black kid's name.
Dickhead and a racist.
Yep. Yeah. I don't feel like cheersing to that.
We're gonna remember as soon as this video is over.
Oh, so. Yeah. Like, I have a name in my head, but I'm just all like, dude, there's no way that's his name. That's, like, racist as hell. Or, like, please generic as hell. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, please don't.
I don't know his name. I'm not gonna say...
Yeah,
I'm not gonna give a guess.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they...
Tangent. Anyways.
But, yeah, the frat house part.
Dude, frat house part.
So funny.
Best part of the
movie.
There was
just so many things that it just kept building. Kept building.
So, hopefully, like, watching this part, you've seen the movie, so we don't have to go into, like, a full-on synopsis of the movie, because that would just take
way
forever.
Too long, yeah.
But my favorite part, Matthew's favorite part, they go to their neighbor's now ex-boyfriend's house.
Frat house, yeah.
And he's living in a frat house, because he's a college student, she's a high school student, and they're trying to buy Molly from him to give to the girl so that she will give him the drone that he broke that belongs to his dad.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of interconnecting parts here, but they go in and they're just kind of playing it cool, but like you hear down in either another room or down in the basement,
you hear all the hazing.
You hear the hazing going on, and every so often you hear an air horn, and it honks, and each time all three kids just like, whew, and the black kid screams. He's got like
super high pitched scream, It's hilarious every time.
Every time. And so, like, they set that up. It's like 2 or 3 air horns in. And then finally the guy comes out. He talks to the kids. And he's all like, yeah, no, you're a bunch of kids. I'm not going to sell you Molly. What the hell? Get out of here. And then you hear the air horn going off. And then Max goes like totally alpha, like just like, no, like blah blah blah. We've been through so much crap. I'm like blah blah blah. And the guy's all like, all right, I'll sell you the Molly, but you have to tell me who it was that asked you to come here. And it's like Max, Thor, both like just so you know, straight face, no one. But then the black kid, he's just like, it was Hannah. And the guy's just all like, oh yeah, no way, I'm not selling you this stuff. Get the heck out of my house, like blah blah blah. And so Max reaches into his bag and he pulls out a paintball gun. And he's all like, you sell us that freaking Molly. Alright, I swear to God, I'll show you. And the guy's just like, alright, jeez, man. Like, ends up giving it to him. But as he's handing it off, the horn goes off again and it scares Max. He shoots him right in the freaking eye.
Shoots in the face.
Right in the eye. Like, you see, it's just like straight on. Right in the face. And then all of a sudden, it's just a total frenzy. And, like, the other 2 guys from the other room, they get up and he starts shooting them. And then, like more guys keep coming
This
up.
one guy keeps getting shot in the balls like 5 times as he's, like, jumping over the couch.
Yeah. One guy rushes the black kid, and the black kid literally just shoulders him and throws him over onto a ping pong table. Like, that was fantastic. And then Thor gets straight up punched in the face by somebody. And then that guy gets shot by the paintball gun like 5 or 6 times. And then they're just run out. But man, that was the absolute funniest scene.
Best part of that entire movie.
In the movie.
I mean, the entire movie is actually really, really funny. But
the whole movie is really funny. There's a lot of great moments. But
so funny.
Like, for a whole scene, that was hands down the best part. And I don't know about you, man, but like, I would watch that movie just to watch that one scene all over again. Definitely. I would fast forward through most of the movie to watch that one scene. Like, I would watch it again from start to finish, no problem. But I would also just fast forward to watch that one scene.
Oh, totally.
Easily.
It was easily the funniest part of that entire movie. It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was just great. So, and then after that part, like they start to question their friendship, which is the big part of this entire movie.
The biggest theme of the movie.
Yeah,
it's like they're kind of hitting you with all this slapstick comedy and ridiculousness, and preteens pretending like they're adults and everything, but ultimately the whole movie boils down to it's a movie about friendship. Mm-hmm. It's a movie about like
growing older,
growing
apart,
up, and
like
they make a very profound thing where they're in the car with the older girls that took the drone that want the Molly, and
they start talking about their friendship, and how
they start talking about their friendship, and like they only met in high school.
High school, yeah.
Like they've only been hanging out for a couple of years, but they're still good friends.
Yeah,
and how the friends that they had when they were younger was only because either their parents knew each other, they lived close by each other,
yeah,
and they went to the same school,
yep.
And then the 3 of them are like, yeah, well, we're beanbag boys for life, but yeah. We do live near each other. Our parents know each other. We've gone to the same school.
Yeah.
And then it's just like a sudden realization, like, oh, wow. Like, something could happen. We might not be friends forever.
And that's when you realize that happens. It's part of life. You grow older. You don't necessarily keep the same friends, but I mean it hits hard, but I mean at the same time you realize it's it's not necessarily a bad thing. It could be a good thing. I mean, you grow from the relationships that you had. And, it's part of life.
I mean, people move away, people move on, people get a different group of friends. It might not meld well with, your other friends. And, you make decisions. Everybody's encountered this throughout life. And that's kind of the more profound reason why they said it in that preteen era is because I can remember, like, I know you and I are probably in, like, a very similar boat where, the people that we knew when we were younger weren't exactly the same people that we ended up growing up with.
Yeah.
It's like, I moved out of my first house when I was 10, and a lot of the people that I hung out with for those first, 5 years of school, and my neighbors, and all the friends that I made then, after I moved, like, I kept contact with them for a little bit, but after that it was like, I had new friends, I had new schoolmates, I had new, things that I was interested in, and suddenly they just weren't there anymore.
They did the same thing.
Yeah, they got different friends.
I was with the same class for 9 years, from kindergarten to 8th grade. A good portion of us went to different high schools when we went to high school. I still kept in contact with a few of them through high school, and then when I moved to Camarillo, I made friends, but I still tried to keep in contact with the people from Camarillo. I'm still good friends with a few of them. I still keep in contact with them, but it happens. You lose friendships. Yeah. You grow apart. It's part of life. You grow older. You don't necessarily become a worse person for it. You just learn from it and you grow from it.
Yeah. And it just, you have your best friends, and then suddenly they're not your best friends, and then you have new best friends.
Yeah.
And it's like, we both went through that for a long time.
Yeah, everybody goes through that.
You know what? Like, I was 24? When we started hanging out a lot more.
Yeah.
And then we were best friends. We were basically brothers.
Yeah. Exactly.
And for 24 years of my life, I barely knew this guy.
Yeah. To be fair, nobody liked me when I first started hanging out with him and his friends. I was an asshole. I'm grown from it.
Give and take. He's grown from it. He's made his errors. He's learned from them.
Mostly.
Mostly. The rest of it we forgive you for.
Not completely, but
for the most part.
Not everybody completely.
Not everybody. But not everybody's supposed to.
Exactly.
Screw them.
But either way,
friendship is probably the biggest theme of this movie, and there's kind of a lot to take away from that.
Oh yeah.
The kids, they kind of go through in the movie like an accelerated separation. Mm-hmm. It's like there's no real reason for them to kind of separate, but the movie kind of accelerates that separation in a very short time.
It's a month.
Yeah, literally a month. It's like, oh man, I haven't seen you in like 3 weeks. It's like, yeah, but you can totally still maintain that friendship over a 3-week period.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're still in middle school. I mean, it's not like you can't...
Yeah, it's not like you're getting away from these people at all.
I mean,
you're stuck in the same school for 3 years unless somebody moves away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing with high school. Yeah, another 4 years where you're all going to be in the same class. Unless you have, personal differences with somebody. You're all stuck together one way or the other, and you're going to be friends through it anyways.
Exactly.
But here's to you.
Here's to me.
Friends for life we shall always be.
But if by chance we disagree,
well then, screw you and here's to me. The Good Boys. See it in theaters. Or don't, I don't care. I'm not being promoted.
Cheers.